Hey everybody, this is Coach Scott Richmond from Scott's Fitness and Wellbeing. Hey, as you all know, I'm a Beachbody coach, and I advocate for promote various Beachbody programs. And I had somebody asked me about a streaming program called the Daily Burn, and I didn't know very much about it. I've seen commercials for it on through my Roku and on the internet. Sometimes on Facebook, it's popped up. But really, I didn't know very much about the Daily Burn. So I told my friend that I didn't know. And see, I've used Beachbody On-Demand a lot. I stream all my programs to Beachbody On-Demand. I put my meal plans up for Beachbody On-Demand. But where I didn't know very much about the Daily Burn, I didn't feel qualified to answer his questions. So to feel qualified, I signed up for a month's pass with the Daily Burn. And I did quite a few of their workouts. I didn't follow the program beginning to end. I didn't go through their entire catalog. So I do want to compare the two websites and kind of go pros and cons with Beachbody On-Demand and the Daily Burn. And like I said, full disclosure friend, I am an independent Beachbody coach. And so that's probably where a little bit of my bias will lie. I'm not going to lie about that. I acknowledge it. So let me start the screen share. Just so I'll pull up two different websites. Really quick, both services are actually available through a variety of smart TVs, Roku's. You can stream them through your smartphones. You can stream them through tablets. So that is a benefit to both. You can access them pretty much anywhere. So that is a feather in both their caps. Let me do a quick screen share. I can see how to do screen share. There it is, sorry. Okay, so this is my desktop. Right here I'm pulling up Beachbody's On-Demand's website. I've signed in as me already. Now there's a couple different options for Beachbody. When you join it as a member, you can do either they bill you quarterly. It's like roughly $40 quarterly. I'm a little bit off on the price, I think, which comes out to be $12, $13 a month. Okay, and if you do that option, you get access to all of these programs down here. And so it's a good chunk of Beachbody's catalog, from some of the original classic programs they've done to some of their more recent things. I've tried quite a few of these programs like Tai Ching. If it wasn't for Tai Ching, I wouldn't be doing anything I do right now. I teach Insanity. I do Spartans. I climb mountains. Well, I hike mountains. I don't really do a lot of mountain climbing. I do martial arts actively because I have a history of knee problems. If it wasn't for Tai Ching, I would not be who I am today or where I'm at. So Tai Ching literally gave me back my life. Anyway, so these are all the programs that you get with the for the the quarterly billing with it. And you also get 10% off of all Beachbody's products. Okay, now up here it says my purchase programs. And if you do there's a second option for $99 a year. And it gives you access to every program that they've made. So the brand new Core to Force, which is amazing. I've done tons of martial arts over the years, and I really, really, really love this program. But yeah, you have access to all these other programs that are their exclusive. They have to purchase to be able to pull up. So you get access to these additional programs. Now to bounce over just the Daily Burn, so you can see what programs you have access to. Programs. I do love their little flame thing as it rotates around. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so here's a list of their catalog, and they have a premium membership you can sign up for, which I don't want to invest that much money into it. It's more expensive. I believe the Daily Burn's roughly $13 a month. It's about the same as the quarterly bill for Beachbody. So it goes through. I've done a number of the Spartan workouts. I like them quite a bit. So here's their calendar, their programs. They have a pretty extensive group of workouts you can do also. And Now, in my opinion, production-wise, between the two, okay, Beachbody's programs, they're second to none. I think they're arguably probably the best home workouts in the world. Hands down, I think they're the best you're going to get. The daily burns workouts, I enjoyed the ones that I've done. I've done, like I said, a number of the Spartan workouts. I've tried one of the Black Fire ones, some of the yoga. I've done a few. I can't remember this gentleman's name. In fact, I like him as a trainer, Cody. And they're good workouts. Now, personally, production-wise, I think he had a higher quality production with the Beachbody programs. I teach in Sandy, so I teach a live fitness class. And so I've been to the gym, I've seen a variety of different teachers. And in my opinion, with the production that you get over here with some of the daily burn stuff, these guys are top-notch, high-end trainers that if you got them at a gym, I mean, if I was into a class, any of these guys at a gym, Cody, for example, I would feel blessed. I'd feel like, man, this guy, he's amazing. They're great instructors. And it has a kind of like I feel like you'd get at a good gym class. Now, the Beachbody programs, they just seem to be slightly higher quality. The production's a little bit tighter. I think the trainers are, they're a step up. I think they're better trainers. As far as their cueing, their form. But that being said, both companies you'll get an amazing workout with. You'll lose weight and reach fitness goals using things from the daily burn. You'll lose weight and reach your fitness goals using Beachbody's programs. Now each website also, when you access the programs, all go into 20-minute hardcore. So I hit get started. Waiting for the internet. Okay. So this pulls up the workout calendar. Now with the all access, you have access to all the deluxe videos too that you get with this, with the program. And or on this side of the screen, you have your workout calendars you can pull up, your quick start, your facts. So I'm gonna pull up the nutrition guide because this, in my opinion, is really where Beachbody excels over the daily burn. Like I said, I think the workouts are better on Beachbody. Daily burn has great workouts. I don't want to sound like rip on because they are good workouts. I did think that some of the Beachbody's modifiers, they'll have the regular workout and they'll have a modifier. They do a better job with modification. So if you're just starting out or if you have an injury, their modifiers are easier to follow. I haven't gone through their whole calendar on the daily burn, but from what I've done, Beachbody's modifiers are easier to follow. And now nutrition guide. This is really where Beachbody excels with it. Okay, when you buy the DVDs, like the kit, you get the nutrition guide, you get the workouts, you get, all that sort of stuff. But here's a nutrition guide that comes with the actual DVD packs for 20-minute hardcore. You get the exact same nutrition guide here. Now, as you scroll through the nutrition guide, there's cool pictures, a note from Tony. 20-minute hardcore is based a little bit like boot camp sort of style. So that's kind of where they talk about rations instead of your meals. But so this breaks down your weight, how to score yourself for what you should be eating, the meal plan you're on. The meal plan, this one uses a similar plan that they do for 21-Day Fix. So it breaks things down into colored containers. Tells you how many each container you get each day. And it breaks down food lists, the things that go into each different color of container. And then it gets into ways to save time, food prep options. Then it gets into some actual menus that it suggests. And of course, it promotes Shakeology, which I'm completely biased for. I love Shakeology. And then you get into breakfast options with recipes, lunch options. So this is just a sample of one of the meal plans that Beachbody has. And like I said, this is really what I think sets the Beachbody program apart from the daily burn programs. Like I said, the daily burn, both of them have great workouts. I don't know if I can bash on the daily burn. They're good. I think Beachbody, they're higher quality workouts. They're higher production. But at the end of the day, you'll work up a good sweat with either one, and you'll get results. I do think that some of their programs are a little more organized with some of the goals, but still, daily burns workouts are awesome. So that's what you get, like I said, for 22-minute hardcore, but you get that exact same setup for any of the programs. So let's go to P90X3. This is the one that you get if you do the quarterly sign up. So let's get started. Okay, the fitness or nutrition guide. They also have fitness guides. They have, so here's your meal plan. It's the exact same one. In fact, I have it on the shelf over here that you get for P90X3. So like I said, you get, bang for your buck. You get more of a complete package through Beachbody On-Demand and from the Daily Burn. Now, just to show my point, let's pull up the Inferno because this is right here. I haven't tried Inferno workout. I haven't looked at their meal plans or anything with it yet. Okay, so workout plan, nutrition. Okay, so let's hit the nutrition. Now, most nutritions that I've looked at with the Daily Burn, this is pretty much typical of what you get with it. It talks about, a few suggested meals and some nutrient timing. Then you hit over it, they promote some of their supplements, like Beachbody has a plug for Shakeology on theirs. I guess the Daily Burn sells supplements too. So nutrition plan, this is pretty much the typical one that you pull up with the Daily Burn. Like so this is the first time I've opened up the Inferno's nutrition plan. So it gives you some great advice, but comparing the two, I definitely would give the win to Beachbody On-Demand, hands down. One thing that I really do like about the Daily Burn over Beachbody On-Demand is, let me go back to the first screen. I guess I can get home. Okay, when I pull it up, like right here, I've loaded up a few of the different programs. And it says, you select the program. My current program is, I was doing the Spartan one. And my next workout is the hoist. It's 33 minutes. It's a hard program. And this one, it does have 3 different modifiers with it, but it tells you the exact next workout I have for the program I have scheduled. It does it if I pull up on the Roku. Beachbody, that is the advantage to the Daily Burn over Beachbody On-Demand is the schedule that pulls up. It tells you my next workout right here, boom. It tells me what's after that and what's after that. So that is the biggest feather in the cap for the Daily Burn over Beachbody On-Demand. So Beachbody, if you watch this, if you can add that option to your On-Demand, I already love you, but I love you that much more. So for Beachbody to access your calendar, you have 2 options. One, you can go to teambeachbody.com and go to the super gym, and it tells you which workout you do that day. And it tells you, so many other people are working out right now, and you have so many friends working out. Or you can pull the calendar up right here, which tells you, which workout you're doing that day. Theoretically, you can print the calendar off and check mark and make notes with it. I know when I did Body Beast, I had a spreadsheet, so I made notes of how much weight I lifted on the spreadsheet. It's not that big of a deal. However, that is a benefit Daily Burn has over Beachbody On-Demand. That being said, the overall package for Beachbody On-Demand, I think it's tighter. You get higher quality trainers. Not to, like I said, I don't want to bash on Daily Burn's trainers because they are, if I went to a gym and I had to work out with these guys, if I worked out with, like I liked Cody, if I worked out with Cody at a gym, man, I would feel truly blessed. I feel like, that pays for the gym membership by itself. So every one of these, I did try their dance programs just on a whim, and I'm not a dancer, and they were different. There's an African dance day and a few things that it was a different experience for me. But really, she is a good dance teacher. I'm far from a dancer. Martial arts is where it's at for me. The yoga, I did try a couple of their yoga workouts. Beachbody has the yoga retreat and the yoga studio. I preferred the Beachbody's yoga quite a bit more. The Daily Burns yoga, I've been doing yoga since I've been working out for the last couple of years. So I'm not a newbie to yoga, but that day I'd overworked. I taught Insanity. I did my actually Spartan workout that morning. I did a workout at the office, so I was freaking stiff the next day. And so I thought I'll hit yoga. And the yoga, I couldn't hit some of the poses I normally could hit. And she didn't really clarify a modifier. With the yoga retreat and even in all the yoga studios, they show modifiers. In fact, one thing with the yoga retreat that I really, really like, you'll have your main person doing it. So example, Ted right here. Actually, this one's Ted. That's so Ted's the trainer you're following. He's in the center. They have a slightly advanced option to one side and a beginner's option to the next side. And they all get equal screen time, which makes it way, way easier if you're having a hard time with the pose. So I do have to give a very strong nod to Beachbody's yoga programs. But, comparing the two back and forth, you can also go sort by trainer, or you can even filter by if I want say a cardio workout for the day. I hit cardio, it pulls up the programs that get into cardio stuff. If I want weight training, it pulls up weight training for me. I do not know if Daily Burn has that option. I haven't clicked on their coach. I'm not sure what it is. One thing with Beachbody too, when you if you're not already a member or don't have a coach, whenever you create a free account or if you sign up for On-Demand, you get assigned a coach like me. I can provide a link to get me actually as a coach, or they can randomly assign you a coach. That ideally the coaches could, would, and should follow up with you on everything. So they'll touch base, how's your workouts coming? How you doing with your meal plan? I run challenge groups through Facebook. So here's the things that get into yoga or flexibility stuff. Let me stop my screen share. So that's my not so quick review of Beachbody On-Demand versus the Daily Burn. At the end of the day, both will there's a good workout for you. Both will get you work up a good sweat with them. Like I said, Beachbody's programs, I think they're higher quality than the Daily Burns. I mean, we're talking like here and, there, or, depends on which one. But, they seem like they're put together a little bit tighter. Overall, the only true advantage I actually give the Daily Burn is I love the fact that you log into the Roku, it says, okay, your next workout is this. If I'm down here at 6 in the morning, kind of brain dead, I just turn it on and instead of having to find the sheet. But finding the sheet or looking on teambeachbody.com is not that big of a deal. Anyway, I hope this answers any questions you may have about Beachbody On-Demand versus the Daily Burn. Ultimately, my goal is to see people become fitter and healthier. So either one, you will get a good workout with. They both provide some nutritional information. Beachbody has by far the better meal plans and bang for your buck. Daily Burn, for their basic package, it's about $13 a month, which is the same price as Beachbody's basic package. But you can you pay $100 for a year subscription, which is cheaper than Beachbody's basic package, where they bill you quarterly, and you get access to every program, everything they've ever done, including brand new stuff. So if they have a new program coming out, I'm sure they'll have something coming out later this year. So if you have the $99 On-Demand, once it's available to stream, it's available to you. And that is a huge advantage. So you get the quality, the premium stuff as they come out. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful. If I can do anything to help you out, with your fitness journey. You can find me on Facebook under Scott's Fitness and Wellbeing, or I have a website, scottfitnesswellbeing.com. Or you can shoot me a message through here, and I will send a link to sign up for Beachbody On Demand if you're interested. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day.